We have no idea what's going to happen to the NBA season, but we're all pretty convinced at this point, even if play does resume, San Antonio will not be able to make a run towards the postseason. So you know what that means? Let's talk a little Spurs draft coverage. The organization will almost certainly have its highest selection in 2+ decades, and we can't analyze the present without looking at the past first. In the draft lottery era, which dates back to 1985, the Spurs have had a top 14 pick only 6 times, and as you can see, you're getting a little bit of a different talent when you grab someone inside the top 5 versus someone in the 10 to 14 range. If the season ended today, and assuming San Antonio's slim chances at a top 3 pick don't come to fruition, the Spurs would draft in the 11th spot. But even if the Spurs were fortunate enough to somehow land with a top 3 selection, there is no Tim Duncan, there is no David Robinson, there is no Sean Elliott. When the waters are murky at the top, just imagine what it's like at 11. I talked with NBA draft reporter Sam VECENIE of The Athletic about this topic.
So yeah, I'll just note at the top and say that I think this is a pretty weak draft class in general, especially through the lottery. The Spurs, I think, do a pretty good job of identifying talent, but I think that it's going to be a tough year where we see quite a few guys who end up busting out of the league because a lot of these guys are high ceiling, low floor types.
Translation, no matter if the Spurs are drafting 1 or 11, there is no safe pick. Now, if the Spurs get a top 3 pick, a lot of fans are falling in love with the idea of DENI AVDIJA, an international prospect playing in Israel. Guys from overseas get a lot of buzz. The Spurs have snagged a couple of Hall of Famers this way too. But again, temper the expectations.
Yeah, I certainly don't think he's anything near what a Luka Doncic was. I don't think he's anything resembling what some of the more elite European players we've seen in recent years. He's a very good European prospect, though, that I think profiles as a solid starter at the next level.
Again, VECENIE likes DENI. He's just not a surefire stud. I asked VECENIE about guys he personally likes a lot. He mentioned these 3, Obi Toppin out of Dayton, arguably the best player in college basketball, international point guard Killian Hayes, and Dallas native Tyrese Maxey out of Kentucky. Now, I also canvassed a lot of mock drafts out there, and here's some more names you need to know. Point guard, Tyrese Halliburton, rising prospect out of Iowa State. R.J. Hampton actually didn't play college ball this year, went straight to New Zealand to start his pro career. The next 2 players, very good defensive prospects. Small forward Isaac Okoro, power forward Onyeka Okongwu out of USC. So what do we have? 4 different players, 4 different positions. We have no idea what the Spurs are going to do.
I don't know that they really look a ton at positional fit, and you know what? With the way that this roster is, I don't know that they should right now. I know that they have selected a lot of players at the guard position in recent years, but, if you could get a guard in there that can be a high-field guard who can really shoot it, I think that there's no reason to think that you can't play 3 of the 4 of this new draft pick, DeJounte Murray, Derek White, and Lonnie Walker on the court together.
And just to put the cherry on top of all this draft uncertainty, because of the coronavirus, the pre-draft workouts are going to be severely limited. That means evaluations will be predicated on info gathered by scouts before this month, game tape, and FaceTime interviews.